We'll share our content for today. Okay, can you see the slideshow now? Engineering Management, Organizations, Culture and Structure, Volume 2.
Yes.
Alright, so I would like to discuss this a bit with all of you. Alright. Uh, okay, so after completing this module, okay, we should be able to describe the culture and structure of organizations. Alright, so we need to discuss this because you are the future of technologists, you are the future of engineers. Alright, there is need for you to understand our organizations and also its culture. Previously, last week, we discussed about the organizations types. Okay, we have kind of function, we have kind of metric, whatsoever there. So today we would like to know, we would like to understand what is probability of the culture inside those organizations. Because once you work as engineers, okay, you will have a boss, you have a peer, you also have what you call it as subordinate. Okay, so you will have this kind of organizations. Boss, here you are. Okay, you have your peer. Okay, peer is other engineers. Okay, other supervisor, whatsoever there. And you also have what you call it as the subordinate. Okay, your subordinate probably like the foreman. Okay, your fitter, your chargeman. Okay, your boilerman. Okay, and so on. Okay, electrical chargeman, supervisor, and so on. So we would like to know how can we communicate with them, because each of those will have their own impacts and effects towards the efficiency of man, machine, material, management, utilizations, and also managements. All right. So why we need to choose the appropriate management structure? Because there is considerations how important is the management to the firm success. Why? Because we need to make sure that the management can carry over this mission and vision, okay, towards our strategy, so that the firm success should be our goal here. Okay, for example, let's say Proton, they say they want to become the number 2 manufacturer in Malaysia. What is mean by number 2 manufacturer in Malaysia? Okay, automotive. Okay, this is what I call it as the Proton. Yeah, all right, Proton. So how they want to interpret this data here? Okay, this vision missions here. Why they says they want to become number 2 means that they cannot win against Perodua. Okay, so they say okay, number 2 is okay. So how they want to achieve the number 2 here in those strategy? Number 2 means that you need to produce around 10,000 to 15,000 car sales, okay, each month. Okay, so in the case of number 1, siapa nombor 1 manufacturer nombor 1 kereta kat Malaysia sekarang? Ada yang tahu?
Berdua.
Yeah, yeah, Perodua now they sell around 90,000, okay, 90,000 to 22,000, okay, monthly. All right. So in the case of Proton, if they says that they want to produce, okay, to become producer, number 2 producer in Malaysia, manufacturer in Malaysia, their own strategy, they must produce around 10 to 15,000, okay, car sales monthly. Okay, so this is what I call it the goal here. All right, the goal here. Okay, how they want to become success in those goal. Okay, they will carry forward the strategy, of course. Okay, and then how we want to make sure that the strategy can be success. We must make sure that the percentage of core works here. Okay, going involved with all of our 4M. Okay, 4M is man, machine, material, method. So level of resources, human and physicals are available there. You must make sure that of all of this man, machine, material, method here, you must include, okay, from the R&D, okay, to the operation, okay, to the testing, to the production, to the maintenance guy, to the finance guy, or whatsoever there, you must make sure all of them, okay, working together, okay. And we want to know whoever are using more machine, whoever are using more man input is going maximum, okay. So that in our case here, we want to make sure that we can manage this structure by knowing the culture, okay. And against that, in our management considerations here, we also want to know what is the size of the project or the operations, okay, so that we can know, okay, we can understand what is a better organizations are capable suit to our size, okay. For example here, the size of 4M, man machine material method, okay, to going involved for development of Android Pie, okay, is of course better or bigger compared to the WhatsApp development, okay. The size of 4M, man machine material method, to develop the X70 is of course is bigger compared to the new Pirelli tire, okay, because the concept for all of this car here, all right, the overall car here is going a lot of assembly, going a lot of component compared to just one single tire components here, okay. That's why we need to make sure the management structure there, their capability of man machine method there. And again for each of these project or process considerations there, we also want to know what is the strategic importance, okay, to your company, okay, because you work under the company, okay. Of course, we want to know, okay, is there any strategic importance uh, in the case of where you will work for? For example, Android may be used to Samsung or Sony, okay, more than one brand, okay, in their operating system, in their mobile phone to counter Apple here, okay. Or there is another strategic importance being used by Facebook. They acquire WhatsApp, okay. Now WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, okay. Why? Because they want to counter Twitter, TikTok, WeChat, and whatsoever that was used, okay, intensively in Asia Pacific, okay. So Facebook says they do not want to lose the market, okay, in the Asia Pacific, okay. They acquire the WhatsApp, okay. So the volumes of the WhatsApp and Facebook now is going bigger compared to Twitter, compared to TikTok, and also the WeChat, okay. And against that, the strategy importance for this structure, for example, we want to know, okay, how many persons, how many machines, how many material, how many methods, okay, if you want to develop or we want to sell X70, okay, which we sell at 100,000 compared to Pirelli, okay, 4 sets is only around 250 pieces, okay, per pieces. So the strategic importance here means that if you can sell more X70, you can have more money compared to how much Pirelli tire set that you can sell. All right. So, and of course, there the another considerations that you need to ensure is the novelty and also the innovation going on in your technology that you want to sell to the market. All right. So, there is needs for you as future engineer to integrate, okay, how many department involved or how many engineers is required to develop, for example, totally new Civic compared to the new facelift. Of course, if you produce new model, you require more man, machine, material method compared to the new facelift. Why? New facelift is only a small percentage of refurbish. However, if new model, you are require a lot of manpower to produce it. Okay, why? Because you also need to develop based on the supply chain. For example, the manufacturing, the distribution center, the retail. Okay, the development of raw material. Okay, for example, is I'm not mistaken, you know the Hello Proton, High Proton. Ada siapa yang beli ke X70, X50 sebelum ni? Ah. Kalau tak salah saya, waktu tu at least waktu dia nak develop high proton, at least they must have Android 9 at least. Okay, so what happened here? They must make sure that the Android can support, okay, the system. Here also very true. Okay, the raw material here, if you put, okay, your ABS system, okay, your ABD system, okay, the hill assist system in your car there, you are require a very good ECU to support. Okay, what is mean by this? You need to maximize, utilize your man machine material method also. That's why we need to understand what is the level of integration for you as feature engineer. Okay, and also why we need to have understand the management structure here, because the complexity of environment. Okay, I'm still not forgetting. Okay, 20 years ago, my first job. Okay, I'm working in the production line. All right, I'm also having my own throughput. What is my own throughput? My own throughput means that for during those time, I need to produce around 600. Okay, 600 to 800 pieces. Okay, of inlet manifold. Okay, inlet manifold. I need to produce it every day. Okay, this is the job at production line. Okay, what is the challenge there? The challenge is how we want to utilize our man machine material methods. Okay, another challenge there is how we want to overcome our rejection rate. Why there is rejection rate? Because we use the alloy. Okay, what kind of alloy that we use to produce it? We use it from aluminium alloy. Okay, so aluminium alloy, everybody knows it. It have tendency to rejection because of the shrinkage problem. Okay, shrinkage problem. So as engineer, you need to allocate, you need to analyze how can you minimize this kind of problem. Okay, so accordingly, we will have around 5 line. Okay, 5 line, and then for each of these 5 line means that you need to produce around 60, okay, to 70 unit per line, okay, per shift. Okay, so in this case, per shift here, you double up by 2 shift. Okay, you will got around 7 5 350. Okay, you will got 70. Okay, multiple by 5. Okay, 5 is 5 line. Okay, and then you have 2 shift. Okay, then you got around 700 pieces. Okay, just nice. Okay, between 600 to 800 pieces there. All right, so accordingly, this kind of line, we also have to share it with R&D team. We also have to share it with testing team. Okay, we also need to make sure that there is an adequate time for the maintenance team to do their own maintenance, the predictive maintenance. Okay, the preventive maintenance, and also their own countermeasure maintenance. So there is challenge for you to work between Monday to Saturday, okay? Because you also need to make sure you calculate your shift. You also calculate your rejection. You also need to calculate the line share with the R&D and also with the testing team. Okay, so uh, Kak, sekejap. Sekejap, Kak. Tengah ada kelas. Sekejap, eh. Sekejap lagi, eh. Okay, okay, okay. Terima kasih. Okay, so what I can say here, the challenge for you as engineer is a lot, okay, but once you can manage it, once you can properly channel the resources, the man, machine, material, method, and so on there, then you become a very happy person, okay, come the Saturday. Why? Because you know everything is accordingly to what kind of order that you already arrange. Okay, and also that you also have a budget and time constraint, and also the stability of resources requirement. Okay, what is this stability of resources requirement that we're talking about? What is the technology, okay, available now? What is the product life cycle that you are enforcing now? Okay, and what kind of price fluctuate for now? Okay, I give you example that the die there, the price is fluctuate, the machine is also fluctuate, the raw material, for example, the aluminium, okay, the silicon, the magnesium, okay, the copper is also fluctuates, and all this will make your process not stable. What kind of stable that we're talking about? The price, of course. Okay, kadang-kadang harga, okay, boleh lari sampai 10% untuk dalam tempoh seminggu. Okay, jadi benda tu yang kita agak risau sebenarnya. Okay, so to understand those organization culture, okay, we define, okay, whoever people that working in those organization culture, they share the same normal, they share the same belief, they share the same value that we calling them as a system that bind people together. Okay, so they will creating this shared meaning. Okay, and of course, when they bind people together in one team, for example, if you work with team operation, okay, or you work with team maintenance, or you work with team R&D, okay, I give you a very simple identification here. The operation maybe will use red in color, okay. The maintenance maybe will use, okay, blue code, okay. The R&D may be use the green code, okay, during working, okay. So we can identify them. For example, when they eating their lunch, okay, at canteen, we know, oh, those are team from operation, those are team from the maintenance, okay. They are seldomly mixed together, okay. Most of the time they eating by those team only, okay. Then we can call those as the personality of the organization that sets it apart from other organizations. Of course, if you are inside operation team, okay, you will sit together with the operation team. Okay, if you are in the maintenance team, you will sit together with the maintenance team. However, okay, nowadays, because there is a lot of gadget, okay, people also tend to have a handset, okay, in their hand, okay. This kind of personality become decrease and decrease. Okay, why we said about this personality? Okay, they will provide you a sense of identification to its member. For example, the jacket color, okay, we are talking this previously. This is maintenance team, okay, they're wearing the blue coat, okay, for example, and it also help legitimize the management system of the organizations. Of course, okay, I'm also talking about it previously. if you're going lunch at the canteen, you will see that the production team will never mix together with the maintenance team in majority. Okay, in minority, yes. Okay, there is people from production. Okay, we'll have a few chat with the maintenance team, lunch together. But in majority, production will sit together with production, maintenance will sit together with the maintenance. Of course, if there is sport, okay, ada hari sukan ke apa, you will see that, yeah, production will sit together with production. Okay, it is same true. Okay, the marketing team. Okay, it also the same true for the production planning control team. Okay, the human resource team. They cannot match together. They cannot mix together. Okay, I do not know why, but this is what I call it as assumption that bind people together in their team. Nanti you kerja, nanti you akan nampak benda ni. Okay, even now, if you are reside in our faculty, okay, you will see that the guy from mechanical will wearing the maroon jacket. True? Betul kan? You pakai baju maroon sekarang ni kan?
Betul, sir.
Betul, sir.
Ya. Hijau siapa? Jaket hijau siapa?
Hijau elektrik.
Elektrik. Pembuatan merah kan?
Betul, sir.
Itu yang waktu sekarang ni pun you dah nampak macam mana dia bahagi-bahagi sebenarnya. Okay? What I can say, once you work as engineer, it will become very, very obvious after that. Okay? That's why we try to define this kind of organization's culture. And we also can clarify and reinforce the standards behavior. Okay, for example, the guy from production maybe look quite loose. Okay, the maintenance team maybe look like clueless. Okay, because of course, they do not know. Okay, why is the problem will arise in a few minutes. Next, okay, the R&D team will look smarter. Okay, the human resource also looks smarter. Okay, those look like pengawas, I think, the HR. Okay, the quality assurance, quality control are quite happy people because there is not very big responsibility adhered to them. Yeah, they only check. Okay, and you also have a guy from the marketing. Okay, quite smarter. Okay, and also the purchasing team also quite smart. All right, so this will clarify and reinforce the behavior standard. Okay, and for you as future engineer, there is chances that you can study this kind of physical characteristic of the organizations. Okay, once you got the chance to study the characteristic, you can read about the organizations and you can observe, okay, how people interact within the organizations. Okay, why we need to observe this? Okay, why we interest to know how people interact within the organization? Because after that you can interpret, okay, the stories of folklore, okay, surrounding the organizations. Okay, during my time I would love, okay, to have lunch, okay, together with my team, together my subordinate, together with my foreman, fitter, chargeman, whatsoever that, because we want to know, okay, what is the story, the hot story nowadays in our company. Okay, macam orang kata apa, tengah gosip. Okay, ataupun kita boleh katakan sekarang orang panggil apa, membawang sekarang lebih kurang macam tu lah. Okay, why we need to know about this? We want to know what happened, okay, surrounding us. Okay, but I need you to understand, as future engineer, it is better for you, okay, it is better for you just to hear. Don't add anything. Don't spice up the story. Okay, just hear, just listening. Okay, kalau dia orang minta pendapat pun, kalau boleh you just make it smile, make fun or whatsoever there. Okay. Because ada siapa nak tahu kenapa saya cakap macam tu?
Kenapa sir? Nak.
Okay. The most reasonable reason that I can say, because once you graduate, you work as engineer, whatever that you say in your company, in your working place, people will treat it as fact and figure. Ya. Yeah. Ini sebab dia. Okay. Whatever engineer say, people will treat it as fact and figure. That's why if during your lunch, during your dinner, okay, during your gossip, during your membawang session, okay, with your peer, with your boss, with your subordinate, whatsoever there, try do not make any summary. Try do not make any recommendation or suggestion, okay, because they will treat your statement as fact and figure. Okay. Once they treat those as fact and figure, because they trust you as engineer. Okay. Once they treat those as fact and figure, then your statement will be used as fact and figure. Okay. Katakan waktu tu you kata, ya, saya punya manager memang busuk, dia kata. Tak boleh pakai. Okay. Saya minta macam ni, saya dapat macam tu. Okay. Then whatever your subordinate that hear whatever statement that you said, okay, they will use it as fact and figure. Once people use it fact and figure, then the communication will go wider, okay, and those statements, there is chances that can arrive to your boss maybe in a shorter time. During my time, there is no WhatsApp, okay, no TikTok, no whatsoever there. Maybe after 3 days or 4 days, the statement will arise, okay, in the informations of my boss. But nowadays, there is a lot of WhatsApp, there's a lot of Twitter, there's a lot of TikTok. I could say that whatever statement or fact and figure that you say, yeah, maybe after 2 or 3 hours, your boss will know. So please very very careful. Boleh ya, hati-hati ya.
Betul.
Boleh ya.
Hati-hati. Kalau you nak bagi tahu juga, you kata tak apalah. Kalau saya punya ni dalam meeting nanti boleh cerita lah. Okay. Terutamanya terutamanya waktu sesi membawang kan, kita tak tahu, kita terlepas cakap, kita punya bos macam ni, kita punya peer macam ni. Semua luar daripada meja tu semua salah. Yang ada dekat meja tu je yang betul. Yang tu yang kita takut sebenarnya. Okay. So you kena hati-hati. Boleh ya?
Boleh sir.
And again, in this kind of organizational culture, working experience at any American or European or Japanese or Malaysian company is different. I will say that in the American and European, there are kinds of culture is quite gentleman. Okay, if they say they are not satisfied with you, they will call you open to their room. Okay, once you are reside in this room, then they will start scolding you. However, if you're working with the Japanese or Koreans, okay, they will never waiting for you to come to their room. Whatever mistake they say they seen in you, okay, either in the production line or in the R&D test or during the quality assurance or checking of your quality control, then they will call you directly. They don't wait. Okay, there's a lot of case. Okay, even during you having your lunch at your canteen, whatever there, they will come and scold you in front of everybody. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, please be very careful. Okay, whatever company that you're working, okay, the experience is not the same, different. Okay, so once you understand this, okay, then you can absorb this quite quickly, and then you can understand very fast. Okay, no heartbreak. Okay, tak ada hati kecil lah sebenarnya. Okay, then you become a tough person, tough engineer. You can work everywhere. Okay, why? Because you understand wherever that you working. All right, and of course, okay, during this organizational culture, we have what kind? We say a simple worksheet here. You can understand by seeing, is anything, or is we aware the physical characteristics of your workplace? For example, what kind of architecture, what kind of office layout, what kind of decoration or attire that having in your workplace? Okay, I give you example. The corporate HQ headquarters. Okay, maybe you have 20-story modern building. Okay, the president will become at the top floor. Okay, the meeting will become at the 17th floor. Okay, and you probably reside or working at the third or fourth floor. Okay, so whoever that having the biggest ranking will having the top floor. Okay, and offices, okay, are bigger in the top compared to the lower. Okay, and probably during this kind of physical characteristics there, you will see that either there is formal business attire. Okay, you're wearing the white shirts, ties, power suits, and so on. Okay, but if you're working with the Japanese and Koreans, okay, the formal attire there, okay, is not visible or not. What I'm trying to say here is, the boss from Korean, the boss from Japanese also share the same floor with the engineers. They also share the same level of office together with the PPC, production planning control, together with the quality control, quality assurance main floor. Why? Because for the Japanese and Koreans there, okay, they will say that we share the same uh, floor, the same uh, operation room. Okay, we share the same operation office. Okay, but the main thing, the main idea here is, okay, I have bigger salary than you. Itu sajalah. Okay, kalau you kerja dengan Jepun dengan Korea, memang dia akan share sama operation room. Okay, akan share operation floor, operation office, whatsoever there, but their salary is very very big compared to you. Okay, tak sama. Kalau kerja dengan mereka, kerja dengan European, dia jadi lain. Okay, dia akan lebih tinggi dia punya level tingkat dia. Okay, and again, once you work as engineer, you will see this a lot. Okay, public document. Okay, what kind of public document we are talking about? There is a lot of annual reports. Okay, newsletters, and also vision statement. Okay, vision missions ni biasanya you akan jumpa waktu you start masuk kepada you punya office. Okay, there is visions company, there is also company's missions there. Okay, then you will see the motto, okay, the objective for the company, whatsoever. That's what we call it as a statements there. And annual report, for example, you will see this. For example, the audit report. You also seeing the balance sheet report. Okay, and also profit and loss report. Okay, this we call it as the public document. If you know, you can understand by reading those. Okay, the balance sheets and also profit and loss. Okay, we will discuss later. Okay, in this semester. Okay, this will become very good advantage for you as engineer to know how to understand this kind of documentation. Okay. All right. You also, once you work as engineer, you have an opportunity, okay, to learn kind of behavior, okay, for different department, okay. For example, the pace for maintenance team, okay, cara dia berjalan is not as fast compared to the production team, okay, and the pace for the workers from the European is not as fast compared to the Japanese business industry. Okay, not the same. Okay, the language is also not the same. Okay, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, people will say that the English is the medium, but now, okay, but now because we hire a lot of foreign workers, okay, for example, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, from Vietnam, from Myanmar, okay. So you have what I call it as the language barrier to control them. That's why in the case for you as feature engineer, you must make sure that if you are here engineers, okay, you must not control each of the foreign workers from the Pakistan, from the Bangladesh, from the Vietnam or Myanmar there. You must make sure that you don't control directly to them, but you must control their supervisor here. Okay, once you control this supervisor will control the line leader, okay, and then the line leader will control the big number of your workers here. Okay, just control this guy, your supervisor. Okay, if your supervisor at the operation, okay, or if you control the maintenance team, you must control the foreman here. Okay, or if you control the power plant there, you must control the chargeman here, so that the foreman here will control, okay, we control the fitter. Okay, the fitter will control the apprentice. Okay, and then the apprentice will control your operator. If you're working with the maintenance team, okay, if you're working with, for example, with the power plant, you must control the chargeman. Control will control the boilerman. The boilerman will control the supervisor. Not supervisor, the operator. So control at this level. Don't control here. Okay, you will get headache. Okay, boleh faham tak saya cakap ni?
Boleh, sir.
Boleh sir.
You must work smart. Okay, and then for each of your issues that you are discuss, each of your decision making style, communication patterns, and ritual, it also influence. Okay, I give you an example. Once you work as engineer, okay, once you work as engineer, you must make sure that you come early in the morning, or you come early in your shift time. Why I will say this? If your shift start at 8 a.m., okay, every morning, please, okay, please come around 7:30 or 7:40. Okay, don't come after 8:10 or 8:50. Please don't do this. Okay, if your shift start at 8, come at 8. If your shift start at 6, come at 7:30 or 7:45, whatever that. Okay, why this happen? All right, because people will trust to engineers that come early. Okay, as simple as this. Alright. Kalau you keluar awal, okay. Okay, kalau you keluar awal, let's say your shift should be around 8 a.m. up until 4 p.m. Okay, 16. If you getting out early, maybe at 15 p.m. Okay, pukul 3 you dah cabut, orang takkan perasan. Okay, tapi kalau you datang lewat, okay, kalau you datang lewat, setiap mata akan tengok you sebenarnya. Boleh faham tak saya maksud ni?
Boleh, sir.
Okay, jangan datang lewat. At least 15 minutes or 10 minutes, you must come, okay, to your workplace. Alright? Why? Because this will influence your decision making that based on hierarchy. Okay? Why I'm saying here? Because after you working, okay, at your workplace, you are an engineer, there is a lot of subordinates, okay, subordinate from your judgment, from your foreman, from your supervisor, and all of this come from your line leader, from your fitter, from your apprentice or boiler judgment, whatsoever there. People will keep, okay, asking for your decision from the engineers. If they say that engineer pun datang lewat, apa yang kita nak expect? Okay, bila dah heady macam tu, susah kita nak kerja. Okay, so please be very careful. Okay, and again here, meeting, for example, we start on time and end on time. Okay, that's why I'm saying to you, people will trust engineer as fact and figure. Why? Because whatever engineer says, those will become statement. Okay, so you need to control yourself. Okay, you must make sure that you don't say emotionally, but say rationally. Okay, yeah, what? 10 minit. Alright, there is quite difference between rationally, okay, rationally compared to emotionally. Okay, so if you are triggered, okay, once you work as engineer, you are triggered, you are very, macam mana saya nak kata, panas hati lah sebenarnya. Tengok supervisor tu berbulu lah mata, rasa nak telan ni apa semua kan. Okay, you don't scold him, okay, emotionally. Okay, kalau you tak puas hati ke apa semua kan, jangan tu baling besi ke apa semua kat dia sebenarnya. Alright, you just call him and then show to him your fact and figure. Okay, this is your rejection rate. This is how much people you don't control whatsoever that. Use those fact and figure. Okay, don't react emotionally. Once you react emotionally, people will never trust you. Okay, so please be very careful because you are the future engineers. Okay, once you become engineers, people will treat you as fact and figure person. Okay, everything that you say is a statement. Okay, so another hint for you as a future engineer, what I already applied previously, try to make a meeting, okay, by standing, okay, berdiri setiap pagi, okay. Once you did this meeting, okay, by standing, you will stand paling lama pun mungkin 10 minit, 15 minit je. Selepas tu you dah rimas dah. Okay. Don't sit during your meeting. If you sit during the early morning meeting, okay, there is tendency that your meeting will go more than 20 minutes, more than 30 minutes. Okay. That's why we held our meeting by standing, okay, and then you will get around 10 to 15 minutes only. Okay, boleh faham apa yang saya cuba sampaikan kat sini?
Boleh, sir.
Okay, alright. Also, once you work, there is a lot of stories. Okay, hero, heroine, and whatsoever there. Okay, this what we call it the membawang session. Okay, the gossip session. So please be very careful. Don't make any summary. Don't make any recommendation or suggestion. You can hear. Okay, but once they want to know what is your suggestion, okay, you gelak saja. Okay, you jangan tambah-tambah. Alright. There is challenge for you as future engineers because you need to interact with the culture and subculture with all of these organizations. Okay. You also need to interact with your customer, and you also need to interact with the people that connected to the management or project. For example, whatever guy is connected here, if you work in the production, you will have people from maintenance, you will have people from the quality assurance, from the quality control, you also have from the purchasing, from the production planning control, okay, not to say from your boss, okay, from your board of director, whatsoever there is a lot of level of people that you will connected to your process or project. All right, so I would say that this kind of mechanism can sustain the culture. Okay, people will see you as future engineer. Either you can maintain the former principle, okay, uh, in those company, okay, they will see can you fit in the behavior of management, okay, how good you react to whatever crisis in your workplace, and how we can react to whatever allocations of reward and status, okay, and also you as future engineer, how you react to whatever membawang session or gossip that we call those as the ritual stories and symbol in your company. Okay, whoever that deviate, okay, deviate maksudnya tak boleh masuk, not fit in those organization, they will remove. Okay, that's why you as future engineer, you need to understand the organization, you also need to understand the culture, so that you are not deviate from the culture, okay, and then you are not removed from the employees list. That's the mechanism of sustaining the organizational culture. That's why we need to knowing, identifying, and reacting with non-organization structure that will enhance your efficiency of man, machine, material, method, utilization, and also management. Okay, setakat ni ada apa nak tanya? Cukup lah kot untuk tengah hari ni. Hari Jumaat ni kita sambung lagi. Ada apa nak tanya?
Saya rasa yang video sebelum tu kan, lecture sebelum tu kan, so ada record, boleh dapat dari mana ya?
Ya. Saya ada record tapi dia masih dalam bentuk link. Jadi link tu nanti saya akan cuba bagi sebelum hari Jumaat ni. Sebab dia simpan dekat Microsoft Team punya link. Cuma kalau rasa tak nak tunggu yang tu, you boleh buka saya punya YouTube punya channel, dalam tu pun sama lebih kurang. Tak ada masalah sangat.
Okay, thank you sir.
Okay, boleh. Lagi, ada apa lagi nak tanya?
Tak ada.
Tak ada, beres eh? Nanti cuba standby lah dalam tempoh minggu ni atau minggu depan saya akan bagi kuis. Sebab saya nak preparekan kuis tu untuk you standby you punya test pada minggu ke-6. Sekarang ni minggu ke-4 kan? Minggu depan minggu ke-5. Selepas tu minggu ke-6 kita buat satu test. Benar ada. Jadi sebelum you punya test satu tu saya akan bagi beberapa kuis lah. Bagi awak seronok sikit untuk test. Okey, ada apa nak tanya?
Sir,
Ya.
test tu saya buat dalam kelas ke je?
Dalam kelas. Pada hari Rabu juga.
Okey.
Kita happy-happy je, sambil jolly je buat test ni. Sebenarnya tak ada apa.
Baik sir, terima kasih.
Okay. Okay, baik. Kalau tak ada, kita boleh apalah bersurai. Good afternoon. Have a happy lunch. Okay. We see you again next Friday.
Terima kasih sir.
Happy lunch.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, doktor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.